What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. Today we are talking the fantasy football preview for week 14 for the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. So the over-under for this one is slated at 46.5, and the Eagles are strong favorites in this one. Their implied point total is 28 versus 18 for New York. I think that they cover that spread. I think this game ends up being a blowout for the Eagles and right all the wrongs of the past week for the Eagles to finally get back on track to take the division away from the Cowboys, who are just begging them to take it at this point. So let's start with the Eagles. I think Wentz is one of the strongest quarterback plays this week. You can start him with utmost confidence. There's not many quarterbacks that I would start over Wentz. The Giants' pass defense is putrid, and I think Wentz knows that he needs to win this game. If it does turn into a shootout, you're going to be even more thankful for having Wentz. From a running back perspective, I think it's finally Miles Sanders' season. Doesn't look like Jordan Howard is going to play again. He's still recovering from that stinger injury. Miles Sanders had a really good game last week. I think that this week he continues to have more of the same. From a receiver point of view, you're definitely starting Alshon Jeffrey. I think he is one of the strongest plays at receiver this week. Not really trusting anyone else on the receivers for the Eagles, but Alshon is a tremendous play this week. And then on the tight end side, you're definitely playing Ertz. You can't really ever bench him, but considering that he was dealing with a hamstring injury last week, Goddard got a little bit more of the looks. I wouldn't be surprised if Goddard ended up stealing his touchdowns this game, making Goddard also a good play. But I think you're comfortable with starting both of them. If you have both, I would pick Ertz over Goddard. But if you just have Goddard, I think he becomes an interesting streaming option for you this week. I would also really recommend starting the Philadelphia defense. I don't think New York is able to put up too many points against them, and with Eli Manning back, I think it's very likely that they commit some turnovers. So I think Philadelphia is a really good defensive play at home this week. Looking at the Giants side of the ball, Daniel Jones was looking to be a good start this week, but then he ended up picking up a high ankle sprain against the Packers last week that he actually played through. But now it's looking like he's not going to play this week, and he might actually be shut down for multiple weeks. So that means we get Eli Manning back. Yay! Not too excited for this one from a fantasy perspective. I think it definitely does change the dynamic for some of the weapons on the Giants, but I'm not starting Eli Manning with my fantasy playoffs on the line. The person that I think benefits the most from Eli coming back is Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones has shown us throughout this season that he doesn't throw the ball nearly as much to the running back as Eli Manning likes to. And now that Eli Manning is back, I think Saquon Barkley is going to get peppered with targets. Look for this to be a tremendous game from Saquon Barkley. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people that had Saquon Barkley didn't make the playoffs, but if you were able to survive, he might finally come through for you in your hour of need here. From a receiver perspective, I really like Sterling Shepard this week. I think that with Eli coming back, he has the most rapport with Shepard over all of the other receiving targets. So I think Shepard ends up having a pretty decent game this week. Golden Tate is also an interesting option. If you need a flex play, I think you could do worse. But I'm trying to avoid putting Darius Slayton in my lineup at all costs. We don't know his rapport with Eli Manning. And being that Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate are back, I wouldn't be looking to trust Darius Slayton in this week's matchup. And then also for Evan Engram, I'm trying to avoid putting him into my lineup. If you don't have any other play, I mean, Evan Engram definitely has touchdown upside. We just don't know his snap count yet coming off of this foot injury, and the likelihood of re-injuring it in the first quarter is also very high. So if you have a better play, I'm trying to pivot off of Evan Engram and wait until next week to play him. And then no, you're not playing the New York Giants defense because the Eagles are going to torch them. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful, entertaining. If you would like more, feel free to like and subscribe for more content. Also check out my playlist for all of the other Week 14 previews for this first week of the fantasy playoffs. Hopefully you guys have tremendous luck this week. Good luck to you, and hope that you make that fantasy Super Bowl. Take care.